This is your News Source Evening Bulletin for today, Wednesday, the 30th of August in the year 2023. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting, and here's what we're tracking tonight. The President is expected to appoint the Constitutional Reform Commission in September, according to the Attorney General Anil Nandlal. During his weekly television program, Issues in the News, the Attorney General explained that the process of nominating persons to sit on the 20-member commission will commence shortly, with the hope that before the end of September, the commission will be in place.
Of course, a process has to be undergone, and that process will require the various sectors to submit applications, to submit their respective nominees for appointment. So that process will have to begin, and once those nominations are received, then the President shall appoint, and the President has indicated, as has already been published in the press, that those appointments will be made before the end of September.
10 of the members of the commission will be selected from the political parties in the National Assembly, which include the ruling PPP, the main opposition APNU-AFC, and the Join the Party is currently being represented by the New Movement. The other 10 members will be drawn from the Guyana Bar Association, the Labour Movement, the National Two-Shows Council, the private sector, along with women, youth and religious organizations and farmers.
So it's not going to be a politically dominated commission. It's going to be half politician and half civil society. And the work of the commission will be driven by public consultation.
When appointed, the commission will receive, consider and evaluate submissions for the changes to the Constitution. The recommendations will then be submitted to a standing committee for consideration by the National Assembly. The sum of $150 million was included in this year's national budget to facilitate the work of the commission when it comes on stream. Last November, in the absence of the APNU-AFC, the National Assembly passed the Constitutional Reform Commission bill, setting the stage for the country's supreme laws, the Constitution, to be reformed through the appointment of a commission. Amendments to the Constitution will likely relate to the elections and the composition of the Elections Commission, including the method of appointing its chairman and members and its jurisdiction over the national registration and electoral processes. More news coming up in just a moment.
It's been a long time coming. Overdue, some might say. But now that it's here, it will change life forever. And it is here to stay. The future is now. Transforming Guyana into the 21st century. Introducing GTT Fiber. Experience internet connectivity like never before. Speeds you deserve at prices you can afford from a name you can trust. Sign up today. GTT Fiber is here. GTT. Together, we rise faster.
Oh my lord. I just love to shop in this store. My customers, them gonna love all these things. So many different things in one place. Household items, electronics, toys, stationery, confectionery, exercise equipment, shoes and clothes for men, women and children, school things, costume, jewelry, perfume, makeup. Oh, look the makeup.
Giftland Office Max, Guyana's favorite department store.
Having your own car means peace of mind.
Having your own car means comfort and convenience.
Having your own car means freedom to get there on your own time.
It's Deal on Wheels at Republic Bank. It's time to get that new vehicle or upgrade to a better one with Republic. Super low rates and low down payment. Up to 8 years to repay and great prizes. Come in to Republic Bank today.
Republic Bank. We're the one for you.
Bust the flavors. We're full of flavors. Bust the flavors that me crave for. We're full of flavors. Tell your neighbors about the bust the flavors. Grab a bust the flavors. Yeah, thirst buster. Grab a buster. Bust the flavor, taste the savor. Bust the flavors. Bust the flavors.
for the best high school education at affordable fees? Then register your child today at the VYC Academy, now enrolling grades 7, 8, and 9 students for the 2023-2024 academic year. VYC Academy, achieving academic excellence. For more information, call us on 227-1013 or WhatsApp us at 613-4806.
Strong and solid in countries far and wide. New India Assurance, we're standing by your side. Golden service, half a century and more. New India Assurance, our policies are secure. From the heart of India, we serve these islands. The strength that you can trust, you're safe when you come to us.
New India Assurance Company. Assurance when you need it most.
For your home, motor or business insurance, visit New India Guyana office, 58 Brickdam next to Star Computers. Telephone 226-0415-7. Comfortable parking available.
Welcome back. Opposition activist and chief scrutineer for the APNU-AFC Carol Joseph, through her attorneys at the Dexter Todd law firm, has moved to the court to challenge the president's extension of the appointment of Clifton Hicken as the acting police commissioner. Ms. Joseph, through her attorneys, contends that there is no legal basis on which the president can extend the tenure of an acting commissioner of police. According to her law firm, the application highlights that the person currently occupying the office of the Commissioner of Police is doing so in a temporary acting capacity, in accordance to Article 2112 of the Constitution of Guyana, and not as a substantive Commissioner of Police. It further notes that the appointment of the current acting Commissioner of Police was done based on necessity, in the absence of a duly constituted Police Service Commission and the appointment of an official leader of the opposition. Joseph notes that those circumstances no longer exist. The acting Commissioner of Police attained the age of retirement, 55, on the 22nd of July, and the President announced the extension in office 2 weeks later. Ms. Joseph, in her court pleadings, contends that the Constitution provides only for an acting Commissioner of Police in a temporary capacity until there is a substantive Commissioner of Police, or until a substantive Commissioner of Police returns to office and resumes his or her functions as Commissioner of Police. Additionally, the Public Service Rules provides for an extension of tenure of someone who has attained the age of 55 on the request of the government, providing that the person is appointed to a permanent pensionable position. However, the position of an acting Commissioner of Police is not a permanent pensionable position. The application further explains that the Constitution, Prescribed Matters Act, Chapter 27(12), provides for the extension of tenure of a substantive Commissioner of Police by the President, and not an acting Commissioner of Police, and further that the extension must be given in advance of him reaching the age of retirement. The application also emphasizes that the President did not consult with the leader of the opposition before issuing the letter to extend the term of the acting Commissioner of Police after he attained the age of retirement, and that the doctrine of necessity no longer applies to the tenure of the office of the acting Commissioner of Police, and that there is no legal basis for the President to extend the tenure of the current acting Commissioner of Police. The applicant also emphasizes that the President has no authority to extend the tenure of the acting Commissioner, and that the powers of the President are subject to and constrained by the Constitution. The applicant wants the court to declare that the extension of Mr. Hicken's appointment as acting Commissioner is a violation of the Constitution and is therefore of no legal effect. Guyana's fourth round of mutual evaluation by the Caribbean Financial Action Task Force, CFATF, will commence on the 4th of September, next Monday. At that time, CFATF experts will assess Guyana's anti-money laundering and countering the financing of terrorism regime, including the country's legal framework and its level of implementation. Significant attention will also be placed on the prosecution of financial crime.
It is going to be an on-site examination, and a number of important agencies in our financial and fiscal structure will be engaged, will be interviewed, and will be examined by these assessors.
The Guyana Police Force, the Special Organized Crime Unit, the Guyana Revenue Authority, the Customs Anti-Narcotics Unit, the Guyana Georgian Mines Commission, the Guyana Gold Board, the Guyana Gaming Authority, and the National Securities Council are among the entities that will be assessed. The country's banking sector will also be placed under the microscope, starting with the central bank, the Bank of Guyana. It was also noted that Attorney General Anil Nandlal, who is the chairman of the National Task Force on AML-CFT, will engage in the process along with the Ministers of Finance, Natural Resources, Governance and Parliamentary Affairs and Home Affairs. According to Attorney General Nandlal, preparatory work for the evaluation is well advanced.
A lot of preparatory work has been done to prepare Guyana for this exercise, and it's expected that we ought to do well. The preparation is still ongoing, but the assessment will begin on September the 4th, and it will continue until on or about the 15th of September.
3 weeks ago, the National Assembly passed the updated Anti-Money Laundering and Countering the Financing of Terrorism Bill, in keeping with earlier recommendations made by CFATF. The legislation strengthens the state's ability to forfeit the assets of criminals, as well as proceeds of crime. A Guyana Compliance Commission bill was also passed by the National Assembly, paving the way for the establishment of a national commission that will regulate and supervise a number of unregulated industries, such as the auto sales industry.
Traveling soon? Then come into John Lewis Styles on Waterloo Street and let's help you choose the right set of luggage. You can choose to buy 3-piece luggage sets, or separate pieces, but the sets are always a better deal. Either available in soft poly, or ABS hard side material, with 4-wheeled spinners, and in many colors too. Also available are carry-on luggage, computer bags, duffel bags, backpacks, travel pillows, blankets and lots more to make your trip enjoyable. John Lewis Styles. Simply different.
Having your own car means peace of mind.
Having your own car means comfort and convenience.
Having your own car means freedom to get there on your own time.
It's Deal on Wheels at Republic Bank. It's time to get that new vehicle or upgrade to a better one with Republic. Super low rates and low down payment. Up to 8 years to repay and great prizes. Come in to Republic Bank today.
Republic Bank. We're the one for you.
Purple Arts Productions presents Emerge 10, performance for children by children. So bring your children to the last lap entertainment before schools reopen at the Theatre Gale Playhouse September 2 at 18 hours. Admission $2,000. Purple Arts Theatre Productions Emerge 10, the award-winning children's group, compliments of Continental Group of Companies and Nalico Nafico, directed by Simone Dowding.
With the fourth round of that mutual evaluation by the Caribbean Financial Action Task Force set to begin next Monday, the law enforcement agencies, supervisory authorities, and the competent authorities, all of whom will play a critical role in the implementation of the Anti-Money Laundering and Countering the Financing of Terrorism regime, signed an MOU today to facilitate greater cooperation and information sharing among themselves. At a signing ceremony held at the Sleeping International Hotel, the Attorney General Anil Nandlal warned the enforcement agencies and authorities that Guyana is on the line. From Monday, as we reported earlier, CFATF experts will assess Guyana's anti-money laundering and countering the financing of terrorism and proliferation regime. Braving the mid-morning sun, hundreds of sugar workers from the Albion and Bremont estates protested their union, the Guyana Agricultural and General Workers Union, this morning. And they later took their placards and ended up in front of the office of the President and the Ministry of Agriculture with their protests. The workers are demanding a severance package, and now that it has been made clear to them that they cannot receive a severance payout because they have not been terminated, they are demanding a package still. The protesting sugar workers were initially employed at the Rose Hall estate, but after the closure of that estate in 2017, scores of those workers were transferred to the Albion and Plymouth estates, while others opted for a severance payout. Now, with sugar expected to start grinding again at the Rose Hall estate, the workers still believe that they might be forced back there to work. They are contending that if that is the case, they must be given a severance package, like their colleagues who were laid off and may be re-employed. Last week, Guy Succo, in an effort to end the protests, assured the workers that they will not be transferred to the Rose Hall estate. The matter was then deemed closed by the union GAWU. And the next day, the workers were out on the streets again, still demanding that they receive some form of compensation, even in the form of a cash grant. On the picket line this morning, the sugar workers expressed their frustration, saying that they are not being adequately represented by the union. But in an interview with News Source this afternoon, GAWU General Secretary Aslim Singh said the union has been making representation to Guy Succo for the sugar workers.
We have advised the workers, and we are supportive of them within that context. What we have recognized, however recent, is that external forces may have misled the workers, and that might have caused the heightening of the action you saw today.
Singh said while there will be allegations leveled at GAWU, the union's duty is to advise its membership and be open with them so that they are aware of what can and cannot be done.
We continue to engage them, continue to talk to them, see where it's possible to find some solution. Again, within the context of the situation and the context of the laws and the agreement.
Just last week, the president of GAWU, C. Paul Narayan, told News Source that he is confident that a strike action will be called off, following the articulation of that position by Guy Succo not to send the workers back to Rose Hall. The workers have assured today on the picket line that they will continue to down tools until they get a word with the president to have the matter addressed. Well, the United States Department of Agriculture is still reviewing the 5-year-long ban on the importation of catfish from Guyana. That's according to the outgoing U.S. Ambassador, Sarah Ann Lynch. During a radio interview on Tuesday, the ambassador admitted that the review will take some time, but she said that there has been constant contact between the relevant U.S. agencies and their Guyanese counterparts on the issue.
Like the catfish agreement you might be getting to. That is still under review with the U.S. Department of Agriculture, and specifically the Food Safety and Inspection Service, FSIS. What we've been able to do at Embassy Georgetown is be able to put them, FSIS and the appropriate counterpart here in Guyana, in a dialogue so they can get the right paperwork across the finish line.
Back in November of 2017, Guyana, along with several other countries, was temporarily banned from exporting catfish to the U.S. The country had fallen short in several requirements to meet the U.S. standards. The U.S. Department of Agriculture instituted a ban on catfish species from Guyana, including Hassa, Karas, and Gilbaca, after the country failed to comply with the new requirements. For Guyana, the issues included the lack of inspectors, along with insufficient documentation detailing the sanitation and hazard analysis and critical control point process, along with how the industry manages adulterated catfish products. Exporters of catfish were required by the U.S. Food and Safety Inspection Services to provide documentation to verify that the inspection system was in keeping with U.S. standards. The protocol came into effect in 2016. Exporters here were given a transitional period to update their regulations and to provide the relevant documentation. The failure to do so within the timeline saw the U.S. imposing the ban on catfish imports from Guyana in September of 2017.
Fuel it up and drive, super 95, tune up. Fuel it up and drive, super 95, tune up. Protect your fuel system, boy. High mileage and performance, boy.
Guy Oil's Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guy Oil's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive!
Sorry!
Jack?
Hey!
Boys, where you going with all that speed?
Yo, today's the 15th, my NIS contributions are due, and I ain't even get the forms as yet.
Hold on. You mean to tell me that you're not aware that all self-employed persons can now make their NIS contributions using the MMG app? from the comforts of their homes and offices.
Really? I just pay my bills using MMG,
Yes, Jack, and the thing's simple. All you have to do is open the app, select Pay Bills, Government Services, NIS, and Pay. They will prompt you to enter your NIS number, the month you're paying for, and the amount.
So I don't need to submit any form?
No, the only time you submit in a form is when you're making a claim.
Wait, I could make a claim too?
Oh, no, man, Jack, you didn't know that? Yes, all self-employed persons are entitled to all benefits from NIS. Well, except for the industrial benefits. And here's the good part. All of their forms, you can download them from the NIS website.
Well, girl, I'm really glad I bumped into you.
Anyhow, make sure you pay your bills later.
Later? I gotta sit down right here and pay my contributions first.
Take care.
For further information, please visit the website at www.nis.org.gy, the National Insurance Scheme Facebook page, or your nearest NIS office.
Food Max Supermarket, located on the ground floor at the Giftland Mall, is your one-stop shop for all your grocery needs. We stock a variety of imported frozen meat and food products, fresh produce, and pet supplies, freshly made bread. Rotisserie chicken and patties are also available daily. Shop in comfort today at Food Max and let our courteous staff assist you in satisfying your shopping needs. Food Max, the fresh food specialist.
It's one of your biggest goals, getting your own home, where memories are made, where happiness lives. You may feel that home ownership or renovation is beyond your reach, but we at Republic want you to know that there's always a way. Ask us about our suite of mortgages. Let's help make your housing wishes come true. Or advise on how the equity in your existing home can finance other dreams and goals. Call or go online to learn more.
Look who's in the mix now. The new Buster Soda Water. 0 calories, 0 sugar, 0 artificial flavors. 100% refreshing. Taste Buster Soda Water today. Buster Soda Water, now available for only $120.
With your regional and international news tonight, I'm Svetlana Marshall in the region. A new report from the Inter-American Development Bank highlights the progress in economic recovery in most Caribbean economies, despite persistent external shocks, but it warns that risks remain in the near term. Global and regional economies at a crossroad notes the tourism-oriented economies have recovered more rapidly than expected from the sharp pandemic-induced contraction of 2020. Commodity prices have declined, though they remain above pre-pandemic levels, with persistent negative effects on households across the region, while at the same time maintaining macroeconomic prospects for commodity exporters. The global economy is characterized by softening growth combined with lingering above average inflation, as noted in the spring edition of the IMF's World Economic Outlook. The IMF's Regional Economic Outlook for the Western Hemisphere was titled Slower Growth, Stubborn Inflation. The IDB macro report earlier this year called for preparing the macroeconomic terrain for renewed growth, as Latin America and the Caribbean face the triple threat of social, fiscal, and growth challenges. The Caribbean is at a crossroad in addressing these challenges as well. St. Vincent and the Grenadines Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves said he has received a document from the Barbados-based Caribbean Development Bank, CDB, outlining a proposal for the financing and operation of a regional airline. During a news conference on Tuesday, he told reporters that the initial owners of the airline could be the governments of the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, OECS. However, they would have to engage the Caribbean Development Bank on the matter. The OECS groups the islands of Antigua and Barbuda, Dominica, Grenada, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, St. Kitts and Nevis, Montserrat, Anguilla, and the British Virgin Islands. Gonsalves said that while the location for a headquarters for the airline hasn't been discussed, he was offering St. Vincent and the Grenadines as one of the options. And finally tonight, international news. Hurricane Idalia has hit Florida and is now crossing into Georgia, bringing powerful winds and potentially life-threatening conditions, BBC said in a report. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says the eye of the storm has now left Florida, leaving 250,000 people without power in its wake. But dangerous impacts from the storm surge are still expected in coastal areas, the National Hurricane Center warns. DeSantis says there are no officially confirmed deaths, though U.S. media are citing Florida's Highway Patrol as saying 2 drivers died in road accidents during the storm. Some areas of the state have been hit with flooding, with water inundating towns and rendering major roads impassable.
And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting and encouraging you to stay safe.